Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 apartment renovation. So yes, today we're going to be renovating another apartment and this one is actually in the arts quarter. It's the 930 Medina Studios apartment. So basically it's like a really big apartment that's actually quite like inexpensive. It's actually quite cheap to live here. And I think it's one of the biggest apartments in the arts quarter, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's another one that's actually bigger than this one. So yeah, it's quite big basically. So yeah, it's actually an apartment that I ended up turning into a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom apartment, but it could be 3 bedrooms because there is an office, like a whole separate office that could easily be another bedroom if you needed another bedroom. But basically I turned it into an apartment for a couple of roommates who also happen to be best friends. And I did build this for my save file, so I actually had Sims in mind when I built this. I've actually already created the Sims, and I will put a picture of them up on the screen so you guys can see who I'm talking about when I talk about them. But yeah, so they are from my save file. This build will be in the save, and that's why I went super all out with like customizing the apartment and bringing in their specific personalities, or at least what I thought their specific personalities would be. Now obviously you don't have to download the Sims to play with this apartment. I will upload the Sims to the gallery as well, but you don't have to download the Sims, you don't have to play with these Sims. You can obviously have your own Sims living here and, you know, redecorate, you know, wherever you need to in the apartment if you end up playing with it. But yeah, so I did also use a ton of different packs just while we're on the topic of downloading this. I did use a ton of different packs because it is for my save file, and as you guys know, if you've been following along with my whole like save file creating process, then you know that I don't pack restrict my save file at all because I have all of the packs. So I kind of want to integrate all of the packs with each other and kind of create a really big save file with everything that we can possibly do in the game. So yeah, I didn't pack restrict this at all. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you do want to download any of my save file builds. But yeah, so back to this apartment. This apartment, like I said, in the arts, I almost said the Spice District. It's in the arts quarter, and yeah, like I said, Medina Studios. I will have all of the information about the apartment, like the bedroom size, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, the price of the apartment, which turned out to be just under 148-ish thousand Simoleons, so it's very expensive. I did not like budget restrict this at all either, mostly because the Sims that I thought would live here they do have fairly good jobs, so I did think that they would have quite a bit of money. Also because of what the female Sim's last name is. I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, I figured she probably comes from money. So they have quite a nice apartment together. So yeah, these are actually two best friends. But yeah, so the apartment, like I said, 148,000-ish Simoleons, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathroom, 930 Medina Studios. All of the download information, everything will be in the description as always. I didn't use any CC because I'm not using CC for my save file. But yeah, so basically this apartment, like I said, is for a couple of roommates. So they are both young adults and they both have fairly similar styles. They're actually best friends as well. In my head, they probably met in like college or something and they just became friends. And now that they're both like settled in their careers and all of that stuff, they actually decided to move in together. They've probably been living together for quite a while now, quite a couple of years. But yeah, so they have this really big apartment that's actually perfect for them and like their personalities and all of that stuff. So yeah, the main living space, as you can probably tell, is split into the living room, the really big dining room that's actually going to be right as you walk into the apartment. And then we have the kitchen up on this little like platform, almost lofted area. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. That was something that I don't think I've ever done in this apartment. I don't really experiment a lot with platforms, especially not in apartment builds, because just the way that we have to upload apartments to the gallery, we have to upload them as rooms, and when you have a platform, you can't upload the like apartment as one room. So normally you would just knock out a couple of walls and make the whole apartment one big room and upload it that way. But with platforms, you can't do that. So it's really irritating trying to upload an apartment when you've used a platform in it. So yeah, this apartment is actually uploaded in 2 separate like gallery uploads. So we have the first one. I did title them pretty clearly on the gallery as well as like the first one, the second one. But yeah, so we have the first one, which is the main living space and both of the bedrooms, all of the bathrooms, all of that stuff. And then the second like upload is the kitchen and Val's like office space, because her office is also up on a little bit of a higher level in her bedroom, which is kind of like she has a bedroom and then she has like a lofted office space. That's kind of the best way I can think of describing it. But yeah, so it is up on the gallery. I'll have all of, like I said, the download information will be in the description. But yeah, so we have the kitchen up on a little bit of a lofted space, and I just thought that was something really fun. It was something that I've never done, especially not in this apartment, and I did try to go for a little bit of a different layout as well compared to what I normally would do for my layouts for this apartment. So yeah, I don't know, I always find doing layouts for these apartments that have like the really big windows and like super tall wall heights just so annoying. And the tall wall height is another reason why I really liked playing around with the like platforms and stuff, just because it fills up the space a little bit better and you don't feel like you have this really big open wall that you have to fill with something. And it's just all of these like really tall wall heights, especially in apartments, are so uncomfortable to work with because I never know what to do. Nothing looks right and it's just a pain in the arse, honestly. But anyway, I think I made it work as well as I could with this one. But yeah, so to tell you guys a little bit about the Sims that we have living here, like I said, we have Val, which is the female Sim. She's actually called Valeria Bachelor. And for those of you that are familiar with the Sims and the Sims lore and stuff like that, you know that Bachelor is actually Bella Goth's maiden surname. And in my head, and in my game, in my save file, Valeria is actually Bella's sister. I can't remember if I made her her younger sister or if she's the older sister, but she is Bella's sister. They do look fairly similar as well, but Valeria has a totally different personality. She's not super like... It's not that she doesn't want a family, she's just at the moment, she's very career oriented. She's a little bit of a geek. She's actually in the game, like the tech guru career. She's actually a game developer and she's really into gaming and programming and all of that kind of stuff. You'll see that once we get to her bedroom with her like lofted office space, I kind of set it up as a streaming area. So I use the like streaming video recording station that came with Get Famous that your Sims actually use to like record vlogs and all of that stuff. In my head, that would be like her gaming PC setup. That's not how it works in The Sims, but that's just kind of like the canon that I have in my head for her. And yeah, she has this really cute like streamer space, I guess you could say, which I love doing that. I had so much fun with like just decorating her office and cluttering it up and all of that stuff. And yeah, definitely stick around to the screenshots at the end if you want to get a closer look at that, because I did cut out a bit of like cluttering and just detailing and just boring stuff like that when I was building. So yeah, definitely stick around to the screenshots at the end if you want to see everything in a little bit of a better detail, I guess I could say, and like better angles, because I know the video does move quite fast, so it's easy to miss stuff. But yeah, so she's super into gaming and video gaming. She actually has a cat as well. It is her cat. She has a cat named Zelda, which, like, obviously Breath of the Wild Zelda, which is funny because I've never played any of the Zelda games, like, ever. But yeah, I really like that name for a cat, and it fit with the whole like gamer vibe that I had in my head. So yeah, she has a cat named Zelda. At this point, it's kind of like both their cats, because both her and her roommate's cat, I guess I should say, because they've been living together for so long and he just loves Zelda as well, so it's kind of his cat as well. But yeah, so the guy in the household is called Cullen. What did I name him again? I can't remember. Cullen Voigt. Oh yeah, that was his name, Cullen Voigt. And he's actually in the, like, not party planner. In my head, I do have a little bit of more of a complicated backstory for my Sims usually than what we can do in the game. But in my head, he's really good at like fundraising and party planning and event planning and all of that kind of stuff. Now, party planning or slash like event planning isn't a thing in the game. The closest I could get was to make him a charity organizer. So he is in the politics career, but he's a charity organizer. I don't remember what's his exact like title, like career title at the moment, but he is in the charity organizer branch, I guess I could say. Now, Valeria is a little bit more like, not a loner. I don't think I gave her the loner trait if I remember correctly, but she is a little bit more private than like Cullen is. He's very much more like outgoing and, like I said, likes throwing parties, likes being the center of attention and being around a bunch of people and all of that stuff. So their apartment is also set up to be a like party place. That's actually one of the lot traits that I gave it in my save file. Now obviously the lot traits don't carry over to the gallery when you upload rooms, but if you want to download this and just add that lot trait, then you can definitely do that. I did figure that they would both be pretty good entertainers. Valeria might just not like entertaining as much as Cullen does, but yeah, so their whole apartment is set up as a party place. So they, in my head, they do throw a fair bit of like parties and stuff like that in here, and they both have a bunch of friends and all of that stuff. But Valeria is definitely more of a, like, a little bit more of an introverted sim, I guess I could say. She does prefer being like on her own with her cat, or maybe like gaming, streaming and all of that stuff, to actually being around people, whereas Cullen just thrives when he's around people. And with that in mind, I actually have Valeria set up as having a little bit of a crush. She has a really tiny romantic bar with one of her co-workers, Carter Lee. Now, Carter actually lives in the same building that these two live in. He actually lives in Salim Benali's old apartment. If you haven't seen this yet, but if you haven't seen this, I did move Salim Benali into a totally different apartment. I moved him to the fashion district. I actually did a video on Salim's new apartment, which I will leave linked in the, like, on the screen for you guys if you want to check it out. But basically, I moved Carter into Salim's old apartment, which is that really tiny, square, perfectly square apartment in the arts quarter. So that's where Carter lives. He's actually like right across the hall from them. And yeah, he and Valeria actually work together in like the same field in the tech guru career. So she has a little bit of a crush on him. In my head, it's kind of like an unrequited. I think that's a word, right? The unrequited crush, or like unrequited love. So she has a crush on him, but he doesn't like feel the same way about her. Carter is a little bit more of a like playboy, and he's very much like not looking to settle down like ever. Whereas Valeria, while she is super like career focused at the moment, she does want to have a family someday, just not right now. So yeah, that's her, like basically her romantic life in a nutshell, is she doesn't really have one. She doesn't really have a romantic partner or anything like that. Whereas Cullen, on the other hand, does have a little bit more going on. He actually has an ex-girlfriend that's actually Vanessa Jong from Del Sol Valley. So in my head, I almost called him Carter. In my head, Cullen actually grew up in Del Sol Valley, and that's where he met Vanessa. I think in my head they went to school together. Maybe like they were in like high school together or something like that. And they dated for a while, but they broke up like years and years ago. And they're actually still friends. They do have a friendly relationship. They're still friends. They're broken up. But now Cullen has a couple of different flings around the town. He has a couple of different relationships. I think I have him set up with, I think, 4 different Sims. And he's not like officially dating any one of them. They just have a little bit of like a romantic bar in the relationship panel with like all 4 of them. But I'm not going to tell you who all of those Sims are. You will just have to wait until my save releases. But basically, one of them is actually Diego Lobo, who's going to be living in the penthouse in the arts quarter. I'm going to be building him a brand new penthouse lot for the arts quarter. So yeah, he and Cullen do have a little bit of a thing going on, so that's fun. But yeah, those are basically the Sims. I mean, I don't think I have anything else to tell you about the Sims in particular, just that, you know, I actually really liked setting all of this up. If you guys know me, if you've been around for a while, you know that I like interconnecting my Sims, especially when it comes to my save file. I like making it so that, you know, my Sims have actual ties to the community and to like different worlds in the game and other families and all of that stuff. So I do that with their like relationships and with their clubs, and I'm actually going super in detail and like setting up clubs for everyone and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, which is why my save file hasn't come out yet. Which is why I can't speak. Which is why my first version of the save hasn't been out yet. I do still have 1 or 2 builds left to finish for my first version to come out, but yeah, that should hopefully be out within the next like month or 2. Don't hold me to a specific time frame. It's taken me like more than 5 years to get to this point with my save file because I'm super indecisive and perfectionistic, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. But you can download all of my save file builds on the gallery. They're all up there. They're up on my gallery like page, which is ChrissieYT. You can also search for hashtags like rebuild San Myshuno or rebuild Willow Creek or stuff like that, and you will see my builds pop up under all of those hashtags as well. So that's something that if you ever wanted to download any of my save file stuff, or if you're just impatient and don't want to wait for the save file to officially come out, and you don't care about having all of the like relationships set up and all of the clubs set up and all of that stuff, if you just want the builds to put in your game right now, then yeah, you can get all of them up on the gallery. They're all up there. If the video is up on my channel, then the build will be up on the gallery. There's also a bunch of different builds up on my gallery that are for my save file, that are in my save file, but that I built before I even had my YouTube channel, or that I built off camera and just never made a video about. Especially for San Myshuno, there's the majority of San Myshuno are things that I did before I had my channel. So a lot of the apartments you just won't see on the channel, but they will be up on the gallery if you want to download them. And the same with a bunch of the Sims as well. I very rarely do create the Sim videos these days. So when I do build something for my save file, I obviously create a family to go along with it. And I won't do like a create a Sim video on that family usually. So they're just up on the gallery and you can download them if you want to, but I don't make a dedicated video about them, if that makes sense. But yeah, once I do have my first version done, which is going to be Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, my first version is going to have both of those worlds completely like finished, set up, all of that stuff. Once I have that done, I will do like a dedicated video going over, you know, the save file, explaining a little bit about it, showing it off, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, hopefully that, like I said, will be in the next like month, 2 months at the most. Hopefully, cross your fingers that I can get everything done that I need to get done. But yeah, it's a lot of like I said, behind the scenes stuff, which is why it's taking me so long, because that behind the scenes stuff is probably the most boring part of it, because it's just a lot of like repetitive things, like a lot of loading screens, so many loading screens that I have to sit through. But like setting up skills and careers and relationships and keeping track of everything, I'm in the process of like, I have like 5 different notebooks with notes about my save file. So Sims notes, build notes, story notes, all of that stuff. And I'm in the process of condensing all of it and putting it all in like a spreadsheet with like all of the different worlds separated out. And it's a big thing, and it's making my head hurt just thinking about it. So yeah, that is why it's taken me so long to get this save file out. And yeah, just bear with me, you guys, basically is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so back to this build really quickly. We're almost actually done with it. We just have Carter. Why do I keep wanting to say Carter? His name is Cullen. We have Cullen's bedroom. We're currently working on that. I didn't show me furnishing either of the bathrooms. I don't yeah, I showed me putting a litter box in the like guest bathroom. That's also like the laundry room. But both Cullen and Val have their own like separate ensuite, but I didn't show me furnishing either of their bathrooms because yeah, this build took me like over 3 hours to do, and the video was super obnoxiously long if I didn't cut out anything, so I decided to cut out the bathrooms. So yeah, just like I said, everything is in the screenshots at the end if you want to see the bathrooms for whatever reason. But yeah, we have Cullen's bedroom. We also have, this is actually Cullen's office, so they both have their own separated like office spaces. So obviously Val has her like lofted office slash gaming space, and then Cullen actually has this office which just has a little desk for him to work at, a couple of bookcases, because in my head he does like reading a lot. He's really into reading. He's also really into fitness, so he has a treadmill in his office and a punching bag in his bedroom. So yeah, that's kind of like the personalities that they have a little bit there. He's actually also into snowboarding, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I think I made him like super into snowboarding as well, but there's no real like snowboarding decor that I could use to like symbolize that, and I can't put like snowboards up on the wall or anything like that. So yeah, I just have to tell you about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this build. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, then feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having a great day and a great week, and I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry's won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone? Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished to stay,